Hi everybody, this is Mike, and this is the bottom 5 books of 2019. I will leave a video down in the comments, a link down in the comments for the top 5 of 2019, but can't have the top 5 without having the bottom 5. So, also, this is my opinion. If you love these books, that means nothing against you. Some of these are award-winning books. They just didn't speak to me. In fact, they kind of shouted badly at me. So this doesn't mean that I'm right and you're wrong. This is just my opinion. So before we get to the top 5, we have a few dishonorable mentions. So the first one, If You Give a Pig a Party by Lara Numeroff. And she's a great author. She has a great set of books, but this one was just not as good. And I think that's why it made this list, is because I've read some of her other books and had high expectations, and when I got to this one, it was just meh. The best thing about these books is they can keep going. If you read any of them, you get what I'm saying. Once it gets to the end, it's like, oh, it's gonna recycle, it's gonna go through it again. And this one, it just feels like it can't. Like, there's so many things that you just get to that point and it's like, no, like, you can't keep doing this again and again and again. And there's some huge, I don't know if I'm saying this right, but Deus Ex Machina that just, oh, you're going somewhere and you happen to have all of your friends there. And it's like, no, that's not how things work, especially not if it's her birthday party. Like, all of your friends are partying without you on your birthday. That's not a good thing. I did like how the cameo appearances by all of the other animals, especially the mouse. I mean, the mouse is the most classic, but there was we've read recently, If You Give a Cat a Cupcake, and the cat was in here too, so that was really fun. But this was disappointing. Next dishonorable mention is This Old Man, illustrated by Pam Adams. And this one is great the first time, but it does not have good rereadability. And this is one of my son's favorites, and so we read it over and over and over, and it's so repetitive. So it was good a first time, but it really dropped with every reread. And I get to the point where I only read like a third of the page with each page. Not very fun. So those were the dishonorable mentions. To the actual list now. Number 5 is Snowflake Bentley by Jacqueline Briggs Martin. And this one definitely is just one that's not for me. It's award-winning. It should be great. But I didn't like it, mostly because it's a biography, and I don't like biographies. There are very few biographies that I've read where I've been interested. Usually it's just, awesome, that's your life, but I don't care. And that's how it felt with this one. He was an amazing man, which is why he has a statue of him somewhere, but not amazing enough for me to want to read about it. Give me fiction any day. Give me a better story if it's fake. It's just, this was, yeah. As biographies go, though, it was awesome. Like, if you like biographies, this one's great because there's the story, but then there's little things on the side that's additional information and interesting to the person reading the book to the child, but it's just not for me. Don't like biographies. Not gonna get another biography for a while. Next one, Wolf in the Snow by Matthew Cordell. This one, I'm pretty sure also was award-winning, but it was being different, which is great, but it was just a little too different for me. There were almost no words the whole time, which, especially if you're reading it aloud, is difficult to do with no words. And so it's like, well, I guess I'll try to make stuff up, but I'm not an author. I don't make up stories. That's why I read other people's stories. So it wasn't for me. I didn't like it. Next one hurts me. Most of these do, but by Mo Willems, who I love a lot. But this one was just not great. Cat the Cat, who is that? Usually I love Mo Willems books, especially like Elephant and Piggy. Great books, one of my favorites. But this one was just not good. All the people that Cat the Cat meets has awful names. Like, I'll find some for you. There's Cat the Cat and Fish the Fish and let's see, Duck the Duck. Though I like the cameo appearance. But it got very repetitive. It's easy to get repetitive when you're repeating on the same page. And so it was not my favorite. I didn't like it. Number 2 is difficult because it's one of my wife's favorites, and we've had several discussions about this, and I still hate it. And I think she hid the copy to try to discourage me from talking about it, but it's still number 2 on the list. And it is Goodnight Moon, which, I'm sorry, so many of you are going to disagree with me about this, but it's okay until it gets to a certain page. And if you've read it, you know the page where it's like, really? Did you run out of ideas? It was repetitive and okay until then, but really, it's just that one page brought it way down. I think I gave it 1 star. And again, my wife loves it, raves about it. One of her favorite books. I hate it. Not for me. And number 1, my least favorite book of 2019 was Ping by Annie Castillo. And if you watched my November book haul video, I talked about this one. I got it from the library. I was excited about it. It was a new one. It looked fun. My son loved it, which made it so much worse. I had to hide it so he would stop asking for me to read it. But I said I was nervous that the message would be too overbearing. And it's all the book was just this message. It read like an instruction manual on how to be a human, which is kind of what we want for kids' books. We want to teach them and tell them, yeah, these are some good things to do. But I want it to be interesting and have a story and a plot and anything. I mean, it was a cool idea, but it was a cool idea that could have been said in 2 sentences, but it just kept dragging, and there was no story at all. It was just saying how to live and how to be human, and it just, yeah, teach me how to live and how to be human, but teach it to me in an interesting way, not just telling me. I mean, it was almost insulting that they had to just flat out tell me how to be human and not give me examples, real or fake, I don't care, just something other than flat out telling me what to do. So, yeah, I had to hide it pretty fast so that he would stop asking for it. But, yeah, that's it for my bottom 5 books of 2019. Let me know down in the comments if you've read any of these. If you loved them, let me know. If you hated them, let me know. If you thought meh, let me know. And give me suggestions for other books. not biographies, and not instruction manuals on how to be a human, but any other suggestions. I'm looking for a lot of books in 2020. So let me know down in the comments some of your favorites and maybe some of your least favorites. If they're really bad, I might go check them out anyway. And see you next time. Have fun. Bye.